Shalom Akim. It's a continuation from the last video. All praises to the Most High Power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright. Now we left off on Proverbs 18 and 13. We can continue at 14. Right? It reads, the spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity. And infirmity means your health, your sickness. Right? The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit, who can bear? Now, when you have a righteous spirit, right? When you have an uplifting spirit, it will sustain you through your sickness, right? The spirit will sustain the flesh, you see? But a wounded spirit, who can bear? But if you wounded to your spirit, if you wounded within you, who can bear that? Except the man that created it. You see? Just paraphrasing, the Bible tells you, fear no man that can harm the flesh, but fear the one that can harm both flesh and spirit. You see? Verse 15. The heart of the prudent getteth knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeketh knowledge. Right? I remember in 18 and 1 it reads, through desire a man having separated himself, seeketh an intimate link with all wisdom. You see? The ear of the wise seeketh knowledge. God. Now, verse 16. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men. You see? And that gift is wisdom. Wisdom will get you before great men, right? Wisdom and understanding, you see, and not hiding it. Know when to use it, you see. Verse 17. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just, right? But his neighbor cometh and searches him. Now what that means, right? Remember in verse 2 when it says, a fool had no delight in understanding, right? But that his heart may discover itself. Every man be persuaded by their own thinking, right? Verse 17, he that is first in his own cause seemeth just. Now, what's that saying, right? Let's say with the brotherhood, with the Akim, you have two brothers. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just. You have one in his mind say, he right in a matter, right? But his neighbor coming and searches him. And now we have the next brother who come and question him about it. Why do you feel that you are right? Let's say them two are quarreling, right? Now verse 18. The Lord causes contention to cease. Now that lot means recompense, or when the two brothers come to agreement or they apologize to each other, right? It says that causes contention to cease, meaning they strife and they quarreling will no longer exist because they both came to an understanding, right? But now if one of those brothers or one of the people, let's say it was a person who had no understanding, right? But it says a fool had no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. They ain't gonna try to hear or reason about the matter. They can go off and about as to whatever they feel or whatever their heart telling them to do. You see? So that means the contention and the strife can keep going on. You see? Verse 18, and parted between the mighty. So that's why you have when going back, when the scripture says, listen before you speak in verse 13, right? You have to listen and understand before you jump to conclusions, you see, especially between two brothers. Listen and understand each other, and then draw your conclusion from there, you see. Verse 19, it reads, a brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, can. And their contentions are like the bars of a castle, can. You see? A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. What that means. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 25 and 3. Right? This has to do with judgment and righteous judgment and punishment with the judgment, right? 25 and 3 reads. Right? Let's start at verse 2. Right? Salakia, we take it from verse 1. The point is in verse 3. If there be a controversy between men, and they come unto judgment that the judges may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. God. And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down, and to be beaten before his face, according to his fault, by a certain number. Judging righteously, right? Watch this. Now this verse 3. 40 stripes he may give him, and not exceed. So if the punishment is 40 stripes, no more, no less. Lest, if he should exceed and beat him above these with many stripes, you going above the 40, then thy brother should seem vile unto thee. Come. Vile means he offended now, he despised you. And what it say? A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. So right now that brother vibing with you because you going over what you going too far. You see? A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. And you know the bars of a castle hard to break, right? Now, verse 20, a man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase of his lips shall he be filled, right? Whatever comes out your mouth will fill your belly, right? And with the increase of his lips shall he be filled, right? Verse 21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So if you speak life, you shall eat the fruit of life. If you speak death, then death you shall eat. You see? The book of Sirach speaks about that as well. Let's get that. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, right? Chapter 5 and 13, right? It reads, honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fall. Come. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, right? In verse 13 in Ecclesiasticus, honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fall. And remember, back in Proverbs 18 and 7, it reads, a fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. God, right? Now, going down to verse 22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Most High. Now, this right here will go over a lot of people there who don't have no understanding, right? When they read this as is, when it says, whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Now, when it says wife there, that's speaking about wisdom, right? I can get it for you. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, right? Chapter 8, starting at verse 1, right? Let's find what that wife is. Wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily, and sweetly does she order all things. I loved her, and sought her out from my youth. I desired to make her my spouse, Khan, my wife. And I was a lover of her beauty, a lover of the beauty of wisdom. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Whoso findeth wisdom findeth a good thing. Verse 3. In that she is conversant with the Most High. She magnified her nobility. Yeah, the Most High of all things himself loved her. The Most High loved wisdom. You see? Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Whoso findeth wisdom findeth a good thing. You see? And obtaineth favor of the Most High. You see? Because even the Most High loved her. You see? Verse 23. The poor use it entreaties, but the rich answer it roughly. The poor speak it humbly. The poor speak with humility. The poor speak with understanding. But the rich answer it roughly, meaning they have no regard. You know? Verse 24. A man that had friends must show himself friendly. And there's a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. That plain, that simple, you know. A man that had friends must show himself friendly. And you know you have friends out there that are closer to you than a brother. But I just hope that lesson was edifying, you know. Remember to listen before you speak and understand before you judge, you know. Let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath, because the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh. You see? Prove all things, you know. But with that, I want to give all praises to the Most High Power, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash, Shalom, Akia.